gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow. Welcome back to Hold My Bev podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Park. Here with me, as always, the one, the only DTF, Dylan. How's your week been so far?
It's been a solid week. It has been a very solid championship week. Lots going on, a lot of hirings, a lot of parting ways, a lot of resigns, a lot of basketball, a lot of hockey, not a lot of football. Just a lot going on. But most importantly, we have Mango Fett, and I cannot wait to talk about it on Star Wars Saturday. So, if you're not familiar with our game, Brandon and I also have a Star Wars podcast for all the nerds, and it is on my channel on Refill and Chill on Spotify. So head over to Refill and Chill with an at or an and sign, and look out for our Star Wars Saturday episodes. We will be finally getting back into the swing of things as Bad Batch season 3 nears. We've got an Ahsoka recap, Bad Batch season 2 recap, and looks like we're going to be previewing what's to come in 2024, and we will be reviewing the Mango Fett beer from Franklin Street Brewery in Iowa, thanks to my buddy Dave. We'll also have a slight review of it on Hold My Bev, since we are all about the beverages on this channel. But that is all that I got for now. Plug God. Signing out.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I've had a great week of betting NBA games, doing some live bets. I know Jared Allen and Giannis last night both got me a dub. Got me a nice little bag. I got the over on Giannis rebounds and then the over on Jared Allen points last night, which thank God he saved me in garbage time.
Nice.
Because Giannis got me right before the fourth quarter. But yeah, no, the Cavs were on a big winning streak too, for a while. They had the best winning streak in the NBA, and they lost it last night, unfortunately. But
To Thanos.
yes. Speaking of the Bucks, though, I might as well get this one out of the way. They actually fired their head coach. They were second in the East with a 30-13 record, and decided to fire their rookie head coach, Adrian Griffin. And just hours later, decided to call up Game 7 choker Doc Rivers to be their new head coach.
I saw somebody tweeting today, and it said, what's the statistic here? Would the Cavs be the first team in NBA history to lose or face off against a team with 3 different head coaches in 10 days? How did they have 3 head coaches in 10 days? Have we played the Bucks 3 times in a week?
We played them last week, and I think we're playing them again.
So, so what happened last night? Was Doc Rivers there?
No, no, he
Okay,
wasn't
so
there.
then that would mean
Because
we
he
had like,
he literally just got hired like right before the game yesterday.
so then what? Did they have a interim coach for that game last night?
Yeah, they had the assistant coach fill in. Um, well, I don't get how they're saying within a week
Well,
because
didn't we play the Bucks last week, like last Wednesday?
yeah, but we won.
Yeah, so face off against a team with 3 different head coaches.
Oh, I thought you said lose against 3 different head coaches in a
I
season.
did, because I wasn't sure if it was to lose or face off against. But
Okay.
clearly, if we won, it was face off against 3 different head coaches in 10 days.
Yeah, because we crushed them last week.
Yeah,
They
that was a 40-point game, right? Or 30-point game?
yeah.
30-point.
Yeah. They didn't have Giannis playing, but um
Was Thanos playing?
I think he was. I know Damian Lillard was. Um,
The Greek
but
god.
anyways, one other thing has to do with the Cavs as well. Tristan Thompson did get suspended this week for 25 games for violating an anti-drug policy.
Wait, Tristan
Um,
Thompson was caught cheating?
Shocker, right?
But classic.
Um, yeah, I thought 25 games was pretty extreme, especially since he hasn't ever been one to get in trouble for something like this. Um, that's one of the longest penalties the NBA has ever given.
Mm-hmm. Has to
Um,
be something more behind it. I mean, we're talking about a guy who rides the bench and gets like 3 points and like 5 rebounds a game.
yeah, 25 games, that's I don't want to say the rest of the season, but it's a good chunk of the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the Cavs are kind of screwed because they have no depth at the center position right now either. Um, but yeah, that sucks. I would love to know what drugs he was putting in his body that got him in trouble. Because I don't even think they test for marijuana anymore.
No, I think it was an actual steroid, but from what I heard, it was uh, a flashy steroid that. Well, I think part of my take actually talked about this morning. Um, it was or yesterday morning. I apologize. It was something that like Logan Paul or Jake Paul used. So I think it's more like something that like a WWE wrestler would use to look flashy rather than actually be muscular. So I don't know. I didn't look into it because I'm like, of course, Tristan Thompson gets caught in a cheating scandal again, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But it was Cleveland. I thought I would talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
But anyways, I know why everyone's here right now. We're still NFL season, so God damn it, let's get into the NFL. Let's go ahead and get this big one out of the way. The Los Angeles Chargers finally make it official and hire Jim Harbaugh as their head coach. And once again, we'll shout out Alex Hale, our buddy on the show, who's been calling this for over a month.
Months.
Um, yeah, months, I should say. Um, so congrats, Alex. You were correct. Got to have you back on the show sometime soon. Um, but Dylan, what are your thoughts on this hire and what this can do for Justin Herbert?
So I think this is going to be good for Justin Herbert. Here's my question though, and this is really random, but I thought about it this morning on my way to work. Chargers have the fifth overall pick in the draft. Would it be absolutely insane? I mean, they could probably go, let me see, round two. Oh, it doesn't say. Round two, probably pick five. What if the Chargers go after Blake Corum and he continues to play for Harbaugh and knocks out Eckler? I mean, Eckler will probably still be in the team, but I mean, Eckler seemed kind of washed this year.
I was gonna say I see them moving off of Eckler, so I don't think that's crazy. I don't think they'll pick him fifth overall,
No,
but
I'm leaning more towards Marvin Harrison Jr. going to either the Cardinals or Chargers, even though they did get Quentin Johnson last year. But Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, they got to be towards the end of their career. So eventually, you're gonna cycle out those receivers, and why not get somebody like MJH or MHJ for the Chargers? But would hate to see him play for Harbaugh. Um, I think this is good. We finally have a competent coach who can help Justin Herbert and the team out to take down Goliath. I think that the AFC West has a lot of potential with the young Raiders finally showing some life. Max Crosby, the dog. The Broncos, they just they failed me this year. I really had high hopes for them. I'm hoping next year's a little different. But the Chargers, I think that this will be the first year that a team's really going to fight for that number one spot in the AFC West against the Chiefs.
yeah, no, I think a lot's gonna depend on what happens this free agency period or off season. Like I said, I think Eckler could be gone. Harbaugh might want his dude and go after Corum and then maybe pick up veteran running back for cheap. Because they're kind of in cap hell right now too. So they're gonna have to be moving off some of these players. Um, I know it's gonna be a lot harder now after Khalil Mack had the season that he did this year. Um, but Khalil Mack would be one of those higher paid players that they could be moving off of potentially. But with a hire like Jim Harbaugh, um, I don't know. I'm very curious on what's going to happen for them this offseason, though. I
Mm-hmm.
think Eckler's gone. You might be losing Mike Williams, Quentin Johnson. You're going to need to step it up, bud. You were a first round pick. You were picked ahead of People like Zay Flowers, Puka Nakua. Um, there's more on that list too. So I I'm really curious on what happens.
Yeah.
There is a rumor that I would like to talk about though, with Harbaugh. Apparently, before the Chargers job, he was actually strongly interested in taking the Bears head coaching job, if it were to open up. However, Ryan Poles wanted to keep Matt Eberflus, um, but Harbaugh was very interested in coaching Caleb Williams. Um, and a lot of people were linking Harbaugh to the Bears. I believe he played for the Bears at some point in his career,
Yes.
but he also played for the Chargers as well. Um, I know Big Cat was really hoping for Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also would like to point out, totally off the wall here, but I was actually really looking forward to Harbaugh versus Harbaugh again. And it seems like we will get that this year. The Chargers host the Ravens at home at SoFi Stadium this upcoming season. So we will get a rematch of Harbaugh versus Harbaugh. Like we got in the Super Bowl when the lights went out and Colin Kaepernick almost led the 49ers to their Super Bowl with against the Ravens. But yeah, Harbaugh's out at Michigan. Obviously, I think you go after the assistant coach who took over when Harbaugh was out. I think that was a good little test to see how he would do.
Yeah, and I thought he did really good.
hmm Did well, and you got to think that there was more to it, or he would have stayed. I think that there's going to be some crazy, stuff that comes out in the whole Michigan saga with the allegations, and he's out now, so who knows? But new regime in Chargers franchise. I mean, they're excited. They changed their profile picture on Twitter to Harbaugh's face.
Yeah, I thought that was funny as hell. Um, but yeah, great hire by the Chargers. Hopefully things can only go up from here. What they're once again a team to be excited about going into next season.
hmm
Hopefully not same results as this year, and hopefully Harbaugh's ego stays out of the way.
Yeah.
Next we have the Titans also make are finding their head coach. They're going to be hiring former Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan as their head coach. Uh, and now it's official that every team in the NFL since the year 2022 has replaced their offensive coordinator.
That's insane.
Yeah, it just shows the turnover of these coordinator positions. You have one really good year. There's a good chance you're going to be losing your coordinator for a head coaching position. Prime example is last year with the Philadelphia Eagles. They lost both their offensive and defensive coordinator for head coaching positions. And the Bengals, they've had a very good offense with Burrow and Chase under Brian Callahan. So I'm curious if that's going to be the right move or not, but I feel like they're going to be losing a lot of players this offseason as well. I don't see D Hop staying there. Derrick Henry's definitely out of Tennessee. I think that's pretty clear. Um, so what's nice for him is he gets to start off with a clean slate
Yeah.
and not as much pressure. And then next, we had the Falcons deciding to hire Raheem Morris as their head coach over Bill Belichick. Um, Still think this is pretty crazy, but Raheem Morris is pretty familiar with the Falcons organization. I believe he was a coach on that Super Bowl team.
Yeah, he was the assistant head coach and pass game coordinator from 2015 to 2019. He was also a wide receivers coach from 2016 to 2019. He was the defensive coordinator and interim head coach of the 2020 season. And then most recently he coached for the Los Angeles Rams as the D coordinator from 2021 to today. Um, when you say the Super Bowl team, are you referring to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
The
They're a team that made it to the Super Bowl and should have won, but
yeah,
ultimately folded like origami.
he is a two-time Super Bowl champion. Um, as he coached for the Rams, and he was also a Super Bowl coach for the Buccaneers, which that one was the 2002 Super Bowl against the Raiders, where they just washed them with John Gruden. They beat Bill Callahan. Um, so super. I mean, he's got a good resume.
Yeah, he's got a good resume. My only worry is that they're not gonna be focused on the offense. Hopefully they can get a strong offensive coordinator. Like if I were them, I'd be calling up like a Kellen Moore or someone that's strong on the offensive game like that. Looks like the lad's joining us right now. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's a bad hire. I mean, if you got Bill Belichick coming in for 2 interviews, I don't see how you don't go with him.
Hmm. Absolutely. So now that puts us in a question where we ask, where does Belichick go? Because what's still available? The Commanders and Seahawks?
Commanders and Seahawks are the only two at the moment still available.
I could see him going to the Commanders. At this point, you got a rookie quarterback. It's close to the East Coast. He's not moving very far. I think he'd like to pick up Jaden Daniels or Drake May as his
Yeah,
next strategy.
yeah, I definitely don't see him moving to West Coast. So I think if he's gonna coach, it's gonna be the Commanders. I'm surprised they haven't interviewed him yet or interviewed anyone for the matter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then also within that division, the Panthers also hire former Buccaneers offensive coordinator Dave Canals as their next head coach. This one surprised me, especially with them interviewing Mike Vrabel, uh,
Yeah.
that they chose to go this route. I thought the Panthers were going to want someone that was, well experienced as a head coach. Um, but
Yeah, I
looks
couldn't
like
believe I didn't realize he was out at OC. Did he get fired or did they just part ways after he signed or decided to leave? Like I was thrown off by that. I thought they had a great year on offense. I mean, leading Mike Evans to another 1,000+ yard year. Baker Mayfield had probably the best year of his career.
yeah. I mean, obviously, head coach, you're going to be making a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think ultimately that's what pulled him away from Tampa. I'm just surprised that they went that route though. Um, I get it's within the division, but if you have someone like a Mike Vrabel that wants to coach for you or is interested in coaching for you, I don't know why you don't go for him.
Yeah. Truthfully, I see Mike Vrabel going to the Seahawks, and I just see them running out the NFC West. I think that him with the Seahawks team is going to be that'd be deadly.
I was gonna say you don't see Dan Quinn going there since he has ties there.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately the front runner in my opinion, but I would love to see Vrabel with that type of team. Um, but we'll see. All this is going to happen in the next couple weeks. Like it's going to happen. You've got to get rolling if you want to start your 2024 season. I mean, I know we still have the Super Bowl coming up, but time's wasting.
About Vrabel in Michigan. I thought he was when I heard I was driving home and I heard Saban was leaving. I was like talking about all these names. I'm like, fucking Vrabel.
Yeah.
Never happened. I thought I was smart, but I guess I'm not.
I don't know. If he would have been here instead of Ryan Day, would it have been much better?
Yeah, it's gonna be a damn shame when all these Ohio State transfers and recruits come in and they still can't get the job done because they got a moron as head coach.
All right. Who invited this guy?
I mean, he's not wrong, but we at least have a lot more talent now than we did. But that will make losing even worse.
Yeah.
There's no excuse to lose to Michigan this year.
No.
If Ohio State loses to Michigan again this year, I'm just turning into a Gators fan because all I can expect is either really good or just very, very mediocre. It's not just the expectation of winning every year.
They just lost Etienne's brother.
Yeah, he's a diva.
Where'd he go? Georgia?
I believe
think
so.
I think so. Let me actually look that up because I was actually really interested in him. He's a pretty good running back, but
Yeah, Henderson's staying at Ohio State though. He entered the draft and then pulled his name out.
who did?
Henderson.
Hmm.
Hold on 1 second. Wait, look for that. I'm so crazy about it.
What's his name? Tyler Etienne?
Yeah, I don't know. Chase, Chris,
No, it's with
Tim,
a T.
Swansonite.
The fuck? What's his name?
I forget the brother's name.
Well, Travis Etienne is our boy. What's Etienne's brother? Etienne leaves Florida. Trevor Etienne. He goes from Florida to Georgia.
He's
So
gonna be a
Trevor
dog
Lawrence
at
and Travis
Georgia.
Etienne had a kid.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and fly through this last little bit of news. Eagles decide to fire Brian Johnson as deserved, and now Brian Johnson is interviewing for the opening with the Browns offensive coordinator position. God, please do not let this happen.
I'm more excited about Kellen Moore interviewing for the OC position.
I see. I don't know if I like either of them. I would rather Kellen Moore than Brian Johnson. Pretty much anyone but Brian Johnson. Um, Kellen Moore, I I'm just praying that him taking over play calling, because that would happen probably if the Browns do bring him in, um isn't gonna fuck up everything.
Let's have an educated discussion here. All right, Kellen Moore, when he was in Dallas, he called the plays, correct?
Yeah.
Now this fuckstick, I've never heard of the guy, the offense coordinator for the Eagles. I'm assuming it is.
Yeah.
Sirianni called the plays, right?
No.
Okay. Well, goes the educated discussion out the window. I don't really give a shit because Stefanski's still going to call the plays, still going to be a fucking idiot. So
That's fair. I'm just going based off all of these reports saying that if Kellen Moore was to get brought in, Stefanski would have to give up some play calling. And I'm like, what kind of offensive coordinator has that much power over the head coach? None. Yeah, I demand to take over the play calling. Like, shut the fuck up.
maybe. So I don't even know the full story here. Why did we let all these coaches go?
Just change, I guess. I don't know. I didn't think they did a bad job. Stump Mitchell, I understand that one just because obviously we have Nick Chubb and that's made our running backs look really good. Um, but our running game just wasn't there. I understand that one. Did I think it was deserved? Maybe not, but it
That's
is
what
what
I
it
don't get.
is.
We're playing with a CFL team out there half the fucking season. We didn't even have the fucking guys out there. I don't
Right.
really, yeah, I didn't really get that one. I didn't even hear about it till some guy in Pittsburgh told me, and yeah, it was news to me. So I'm sure you guys already discussed this on there, but
Yeah, they got rid of Van Pelt too, Alex Van Pelt. He's been with us since 2018, 2019, I
yeah.
believe.
So what was wrong with the special teams this year?
Well, Van Pelt was our OC.
I thought he was just no. There's some other dipshit with the special teams that everyone liked.
That's Bubba, right? Or what's his
Yeah,
name?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Bubba
Yeah.
Ventrone.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's still with us.
Yeah, it don't make no sense to me.
Silly lad.
Hire me as a coach. He'll get them all straightened up. Be taking them to the casino.
Build up those player points.
Yep, player points for the players.
Hey, I saw you got that letter in the mail.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about auctioning it off. We got to do some sort of challenge here for the viewers. This is an all-inclusive airfare, free stay, everything you could think of. Atlantic City, all free. I don't know how we would do it, but we can give it
I'm
to a
gonna
listener if they can figure it out.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to cover up your address.
That's all right. Not my address. Yeah, but we can give this away if someone can figure something out to some sort of challenge. It's kind of shitty dates. It's a Tuesday to a Friday, which makes me probably not go. April 9th to April 12th. Round trip airfare for two. So you can take your wife, Dylan. Deluxe hotel room accommodations. Once I go in March, you could probably upgrade that to the suite for free. You could probably get like a bunch of free shit.
Wait, I forget. What is it covered?
Oh, everything's covered.
So why don't you want to go?
Because it's Atlantic City and it's in the middle of the week.
Atlantic City, like, where's that?
New Jersey
Oh,
in April.
so you're not even gonna get to go to Vegas with that?
No, we can don't worry about Vegas. I can go there whenever I want for free. But this was
Atlantic
just
City in April. It's gonna be cold as shit.
yeah, they're just trying to get me to go to another casino, which I love it because it's very tempting. But I only go to Atlantic City when my mob friends need me out there for business, and this is personal. So when Tony Soprano needs me out there to get some business taken care of, that's when I go out there. You know what I mean? This ain't business related. This
Absolutely.
is just personal, but it is a personal business.
There you go.
Hey, you still
Yeah, we got to
green
figure
in the
something
year?
out that we can auction this off.
You still green in the year 2024?
Yeah, yep.
Hell yeah.
It's been rocky after a nice hit right to start the year. It's been rocky, but that's not gonna scare me away. I'll be back there maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, maybe the whole fucking weekend. I don't know.
Oh, that actually, I can't believe I forgot to say this. I'm now back to even.
Even
Literally,
Steven.
well, I'm up like $10, but
Hey,
I'm still up.
for taking two of my biggest L's back to back, like I'll take it, you know.
I'm
Still
still up.
January.
I'm still very green.
yeah, I'm green, but I got a long way to go. I got big goals for 2024 gambling.
I'm looking to buy a house with my
some
winnings.
100%. Some people like to make like personal, like New Year's resolution, blah blah blah. I'm like, here's my New Year's resolution. I need to gamble this much, X amount. I need to win X amount, and need to get to these tiers at each casino that I go to. Need to get to that level. Boom. See, that's my New Year's goals. Even though we're already a month in, we're already working pretty hard on those. Let me tell you.
Hell yeah. Need to run to the Jack and play some blackjack. Be on that table for hours.
Yeah.
Gorilla's going to Vegas the same time as me in March.
Is he?
Yeah, I was talking to him today. He's like, "Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it." And I was like, "Yeah, man, we'll talk about it." He's like, "We go to this Italian club. We'll talk about it." I was like,
Oh, so he goes to a whorehouse.
"Yeah, something like that." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably not going to get me out of the casino, so yeah, we'll talk about it."
Imagine you just run into that dude on the strip with just a big Cuban in his mouth.
When we go in March, there is like some Apple giveaway, and you get to play a certain amount. So it's right when I go, I'll get free AirPods. But then if I play 7,000 tier credits, which is about 35,000 in play, which is a shoe-in, that's an Apple Watch. 10,000 credits, which is 50,000 in play, which is almost a shoe-in too. That's an iPhone 15 Pro for free. Then you go to 1250 tier credits, which is about what is that? 60,000 in play, which is close to a shoe-in as well. iPhone 15 Max. And then if you play $75,000 in play, it's an iPhone 15 Max Pro, Pro Max, same fucking thing, and an Apple Watch. I think I could do it.
I hope you do.
Dude,
Yeah.
like I come back, I got a free phone, I got a free Apple Watch. It's almost like the government, like they're like back when Obama was president and they were talking to all these people on the streets, they're like, yeah, we love Obama. He gives us a free phone. Like, that's like me, like, I love the casino. They give me a free phone.
That's if you don't go under and have to sell your kidney.
Well, I'll sell my kidney. I got two of them. One of them can go.
Oh fuck. All right, let's finish up these last two pieces of news with Green Bay. Green Bay fired their defensive coordinator Joe Barry for lack of consistency. I know you beat the Chiefs one day and lose to Tommy DeVito the next. It was time for them to move off. But most importantly, Jair Alexander had a cryptic diva Instagram post the other night where he said, "Thank God, thank you, Lambeau, for 6 years. Thank you to those who showed love throughout my journey." Does that show that he's done in Green Bay?
Sounds like it.
You know, so when I was going to Vegas in September and I was on the plane, I was listening to, I got pretty high standards for what do you call these guys? Analysts. I got very high standards for people that actually know what the fuck they're talking about and people that are just full of shit. And my most respected analyst, you probably can't even call him an analyst. He's a podcaster nowadays, but Michael Lombardi. This guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he always puts it into a great perspective. If you know anything about football, great podcast, the GM Shuffle. He'll break down games and gambling and talk all about statistical analysis of these teams and breaks everything down. Long story short, when I was on the plane listening to him before the season started, he was talking about, remember Green Bay whooped the shit out of the Bears week 1, and he was like, this defense is great. They're going to be really good. They're great on paper. Like, I really like this defense. And then, boom, they go out there week 1. I'm like, holy shit, this guy was right. That's why he's my most respected analyst. I like this guy. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. And boom, then they start playing like dog shit. I'm like, what happened to this defense? So I guess it's here where they're doing their fucking fixing it, getting rid of the coordinator.
Yeah, starts there.
Yeah, I know that they're gonna have some cap issues, and I know he was the easiest one to cut, even though he's probably one of their best defensive players. To get them out of cap hell. I don't know why they wouldn't have tried to trade him. If that would have had to do something with their cap hit, or if it's just going to be easier to cut him. But yeah, sounds like he's going to be on a new team next year.
They're in good shape. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they got a very young team that's hungry.
Yeah, and honestly made it a lot further than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Most thought they would. I mean, for it coming down to a field goal against the 49ers in the playoffs, pretty damn good. And taking out the number 2 seed Cowboys.
But what does that tell you about the 49ers?
They're beatable and the Lions will win.
I think it is Lions. I mean, we'll get into that, but I think Lions got this. But
yeah, we'll get into it. All right, let's go ahead and Dylan, should we get into the preview or should we talk about the awards?
did you see my text?
No.
And for all the listeners out there, my little work outfit here proves to you that I'm not just a degenerate gambler. All right, I do have a day job.
Well, you had to get your day job because you ran out of money from gambling so much.
No, that's what the weekend gig is for. That's what the fucking scum grind is for.
Hell yeah. Lastly though, Brandon, before we do move into the preview, there was another rumor. Jamar Chase and Bengals are close to a huge contract extension, but Jamar wants to wait until he sees what former teammate Justin Jefferson makes for equal or slightly more pay.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I mean, they're both the same draft class. I think they're equally as good. I would say Jefferson has a slight advantage over him, but um, completely understandable. I just think it's going to make it very hard with Joe Burrow's contract now to build the rest of that team around, and I think T. Higgins is out.
I saw that Sauce Gardner wants to recruit T. Higgins and Calvin Ridley for the Jets next year with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know where you're getting all that money to pick up those two.
No,
Yeah,
you're not.
they're not old enough players to be like, I'm gonna take less money. They're too young that they want the money. So there's going to be an issue there.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
the only
think,
realistic one would be like Odell.
yeah. Well, and Odell wanted to be a Jet.
Yeah.
I just think it's really funny, though. We saw what could happen with the Jets roster. I mean, they looked clean going into this year, but we also saw what Rodgers' potential is if he even gets hit once. So I would be very careful loading up a whole roster to revolve around Rodgers if you can't even keep the guy out there for more than 4 plays.
Yeah, I don't know if Rodgers needs to start putting tabs of acid in his helmet or what he needs to do, but
Mm-hmm.
that man's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, why don't we get into that championship weekend preview?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this preview. Our first game that we have on the slate is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Baltimore Ravens for the AFC Championship. As of right now, the Chiefs are on the road as the underdogs. Let me pull up these odds real quick. I'm almost there. Get the spread. Yeah, so right now, the spread is 4 points and the over-under is 44.5 for this game. I'm gonna let you boys talk about this one first and then I'll chime in.
So the Chiefs are underdogs here on the road, and like 80% of the public is rooting for the over. I have a feeling that the play of the weekend will be the Chiefs money line because Patrick Mahomes ain't losing this game. I think all the talk has been on how the Baltimore Ravens are unbeatable. They're the best team in the league, this and that. I think the Chiefs win this game, and I think that like last weekend, they were the underdogs. You hammer this money line, and you're gonna profit. I also think you go for the under. I mean, it's more than likely going to be a defensive showdown between these two defenses. I mean, both both teams' defenses look great right now, but you know me, I'm gonna be betting on kickers. That's what I love to bet right now. But if I had to pick anything safe for this game, I'm picking Chiefs money line plus 164.
I'm with you on the Chiefs here, and unfortunately, I'm leaning the public's way on the over here. And all year, I come on here and I'm playing safe, and I'm saying, "Oh, I'm out on this game. I'm out on that game." There's only 2 games here, so I'm about to toss out quite a few picks here. And this is all off the top of my head. I haven't even dug into these at all. But here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes down to the playoffs and championships. Statistics out the fucking window. Everything out the window. We're betting on teams, we're betting on players, we're not betting on numbers here because this is championships. And this is kind of why I suck when it comes to championships. But with that being said, I like the Chiefs as well. But I also like the over because you saw last week the Bills ran the shit out of the ball on the Chiefs. For whatever reason that is, I was thinking about that earlier actually. For whatever reason that is, I have no idea. Maybe they're sitting back, don't want Josh Allen to beat them. Maybe they're doing that. But that scares me because I say the fucking Ravens defense or run game is a whole hell of a lot better than the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
So that scares me. But give me the Chiefs, the over. Give me Gus Edwards touchdown. And give me Mark Andrews touchdown at plus 225.
Is he
Oh,
good
you
to go
got
for the game?
I don't know. He's there on the odds. I just saw it. I like it.
all right, fair enough.
I don't know. Is he playing? Someone want to
Yeah,
key
no,
me in there?
I I don't know if he's playing for sure or not. I know that he was activated
You don't
again.
know? Fuck that.
Um,
Fuck that. You can keep that in one in there, put a quarter of a unit on it because that's a question mark. Full unit, Patrick Mahomes touchdown plus 400.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I'm also going to be rocking with the Chiefs this weekend. I had a little parlay already cooked up. I got a Travis Kelce anytime. Mahomes over 243 passing yards, and then Chiefs money line. Quick little unit plus 566. Nothing crazy, safe bet. Should hit as long as the
Let's
Chiefs
rattle
win.
that off again. I was thinking about my ice cold Coors Light here for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I got Kelce anytime, Mahomes over 244 passing yards, and then Chiefs money line.
I like that. Like that a lot.
Yeah, plus 566.
Here's the thing. Here's what we're gonna do. You got another parlay on the other game?
I haven't cooked up one for that game yet. I'm trying to
Okay.
do some research, but
Here's what we're
kind
gonna
of
do.
brought up a great point. You got to put the research out the fucking window.
We got that parlay. Dylan, do you got a parlay you like in the other game?
Yes.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Free Atlantis trip. I'll give it to someone. We can figure it out. If Brandon's parlay hits and Dylan's parlay hits, and you screenshot and you wrote it and you won too, free Atlantis trip. If it doesn't, if both of them lose or one of them loses, we'll do it again for the Super Bowl. But you got to
All right.
ride them. You have to have proof you wrote them.
All right. I fuck
Free
with that.
Atlantis trip.
I
I don't
fuck
know
with
how you're
that.
gonna be able to finagle it with it being under my name, but we can figure it out.
They're just gonna fly down there.
You could take my ID for the weekend. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out.
Right now, the kicking props look really good for the second game.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the second game. We have the Detroit Lions visiting the San Francisco 49ers. With the Lions obviously being the dogs on the road with a 7-point spread and over under 51.5. I'm curious why they think this game's going to be a lot more high scoring than the other game.
I don't know. I mean, we've seen the Lions get off to hot starts in a lot of games this year, but you ask me, I think this is the game you pick the under. I mean, I know we talked about how the public's rooting for the over for the Chiefs Ravens, but 51 points. This might be a low scoring championship game.
I don't know. I think it's going to be it could be. It could be like even though I don't really consider this a low scoring game, I could see it being another 24-21 game. I think it's going to come down right to the end.
Okay.
It's gonna be tough. I think this is actually might be a little bit more entertaining of a game than the Chiefs Ravens because I think that when it comes down to it, Chiefs can run the ball and will run the ball to win. The Ravens will run the ball and run the ball to win. And I think this is going to be a shootout, this one as well. But I think the other one has the potential to just be a bunch of big runs. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, shit. You guys got picks, or what are we doing here? Beating around the bush?
Yeah, as of right now, I'm rocking with Lions money line, and then go ahead and give me an Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown anytime with a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown.
So mine looks a little different. It's kind of it's gonna be a fun one, okay? So I've got Jake Moody over 1.5 field goals made. But I've also got Christian McCaffrey anytime. And sorry, I'm trying to put this together, like the actual parts, so I can show you the line. And this is going to be the over 51.5. No winners, no spread. Just Christian McCaffrey anytime score. Jake Moody 1.5 field goals over 51.5 plus 315. Pretty safe.
You got to ride that parlay, ride Brandon Parks parlay, screenshot, have evidence that when they both hit, free Atlantis trip. With that being said, I like that. I like where your head's at. Here's where my head's at. Dan Campbell, we're going down, biting kneecaps off, and we're coming back up. We're biting another kneecap off. They're going to keep it within 7. That's the nature of the beast here. They're going to keep it within 7, but they're not going to win. And so we'll take the +7, not touching the over or the under. And then we're going to go in here, and I have an absolute flamethrower of a touchdown scorer here. Let's get it. Josh Reynolds +290. It's all day long. Let me tell you. It's all day long. He loves throwing to Josh Reynolds. And every time he throws to Josh Reynolds, I think it's, Jameson Williams. I'm like, about time they threw that guy, but it's never him. It's always Josh Reynolds. I'm telling you right now. Touchdown all day long.
Josh Reynolds is a dog. I don't doubt it at all. If he didn't get hurt in that last game, that last game, he would have gone off. Thank God that I bet the yardage that I did on him, though.
The book's delusional on this one. 290. You kidding me?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm pumped for this weekend.
Yeah, me too.
I just fired myself up.
Yeah, let's fucking go, boys. Got a good weekend ahead of us. Next week, during our AFC and NFC Championship recap, we're going to be going over our list of awards that we're going to be giving out. Or do we want to just do that right now?
Save it.
Save it? All right, we're going to do that next week. And Jason, I'll go ahead and show those to you as well if Dylan didn't already do it.
We'll have a voting committee put together.
We'll have a voting committee, put it all together. Me and Dylan will come up with some nominees, and then we'll just have all the voters vote on who they thought fits that award the best and give out that award.
Yes, sir.
I'm here for it.
Happy gambling, boys. Go championship weekend. Stay in the green. Have fun. Gamble responsibly. Lad, we're home. We're glad you're home. We're glad you're back. You're safe. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Otherwise, we'll see you all next week after the Chiefs and Lions are hosting the Super Bowl.
Remember, Remember that there's an Atlantis trip on the line here.
I was gonna say, I'm looking forward to see who gets that trip to Atlantic City.
I keep saying Atlantis.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be sick as fuck. But
I mean, I do have that free as well, but I can't give that one away. I got to use it myself.
That one's a submarine that's controlled by a Xbox controller.
And canceled.